Good morning, everyone. Is coffee healthy? Well, this is a really good question because, in general, I would say science shows that coffee has a lot of benefits. Polyphenols, really good for our gut, but it comes with a caveat, especially for people that suffer from adrenal fatigue, are super stressed, and really struggle with even waking up in the morning without their cup of coffee. If your adrenals are not functioning well, this is a really warning sign that you have to take a step back and not stimulate them more, but actually calm them down, look after them. So for us women, this is particularly important because as we go into perimenopause and menopause, our adrenals will have an amazing function. They will replace our reproductive system in creating progesterone and estrogen. Now, progesterone especially is our calming hormone. Now, imagine when we don't have it anymore produced in our reproductive system or very little, and it is declining already in our 40s, we will really feel anxious and we will really feel overwhelmed all the time. We don't want that. And our adrenals need to support us in that job. Now, the body is perfect, it works amazing. The adrenals, the pituitary gland, our thyroid, our reproductive system, the endocrine system is like an amazing channel of wonderful messengers, hormones that keep us in check. But our adrenals are particularly important and we really don't pay attention to them. Adrenal fatigue is not even recognized by most medical practitioners, although it's becoming more and more mainstream and studied because they do realize that, yeah, we can stress the body to a point where our organs are not functioning the way that they should. So, coffee can be an overstimulant if your adrenals are already fatigued. So, if that's the case, I would really warn you and advise that you stay away from coffee and any stimulants such as even tea or cacao because they can have an effect on your adrenals and they can long term hinder the capacity of these beautiful glands to produce the hormones that you need. So, how are we going to deal with this? How are we going to deal with that morning fatigue when you really need your coffee? The first thing is you need to make sure that you look at your lifestyle and your diet. That's paramount. There is no silver bullet in health, truly. I wish there were. Everybody could just take a supplement, a pill, and be healthy forever, but that's not the case. It's a very holistic approach, so we have to look at it as such. So we have to look at lifestyle, diet, make sure that we eat whole food, no junk. Things that are on the shelves in your shop needs to stay on the shelf in your shop. You shouldn't take them home. Don't put them in your body. Don't give your body that extra stress. You can make beautiful desserts at home that are fully whole foods. You enjoy them. They give it a sweet kick, but they are food. They're not junk. And that's a very big difference. Even the oils that you use good quality oil. Don't use things that are like rancid or god knows how long they've been on the shelf. And I know that trans fats are not allowed anymore, but actually they're not completely out of our food. They have to be at a certain amount. This is the caveat that nobody talks about. The other thing is making sure refined sugar gets out of our diet. Refined sugars are just depleting our body. They even affect the immune system. In fact, just having white sugar, cane sugar, white sugar it can lower your immune system by about 20% each time you have it. That's a lot. And imagine how much we would not be sick if we actually didn't give that stuff and put that stuff in our body, right? We would actually have functioning immune systems. And it's particularly important for us women when it comes to cancer. And this is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So things like sugar, they need to go. And I'm talking about refined sugars. I'm not talking about your fruit. I'm not talking about your dried fruit. I'm not talking about your healthy carbs from starches such as sweet potatoes, quinoa, buckwheat. Those things are fine. They're perfect. They're nature's gifts. But let's stay away from refined things. They just don't have any part to play in our life. The other thing is managing stress. Super, super important. This is equally important for men and women. I do focus on women, but equally important for both. Meditating every day, and even if it's 5 minutes of you sitting on the floor, on your bed, on a couch, on a chair, whatever, and breathing, just 5 minutes, just breathe and connect to that breath. Just think about your breath. See how it feels to actually mindfully breathing, something that we do so naturally we forget about. If you can then get into a better meditation state by practicing different techniques like the silver method or transcendental meditation, anything that you find yourself connected to, then you can absolutely get into that. The other thing is exercising. I really, really suggest that as you wake up in the morning, give yourself an hour where you are just meditating, looking after yourself, preparing. So if you have to wake up a little bit early, if you have kids, make that sacrifice. And then 10-15 minutes workout. That is your cup of coffee, trust me. Because at that point, your melatonin has gone down, your cortisol has been rising so that you can wake up naturally, and you want your adrenals to be really healthy for that. And then you work out, which means you're balancing out your glucose because cortisol raises glucose. And then you're also giving yourself a boost. After that 15 minutes, you will feel like a new person. Then you can take a shower, get ready, and I promise you, you won't even need your coffee. Now, of course, if you don't have adrenal fatigue and if you feel quite functional without coffee and you just like the flavor, enjoy. But don't have 10 cups, have 1 or 2, because that makes a massive difference. Okay, sometimes I love the taste of coffee. I love the smell of coffee. I grew up in a household that made coffee every day. I mean, I had coffee as a child, that was crazy, but so it's part of my upbringing. It probably brings back memory subconsciously of my childhood. So of course I love to have some, and I of course connect to that taste, and I just like the smell. But I also realize that sometimes when I'm feeling hormonal, when I'm feeling a little bit anxious, adding coffee is a really bad idea. It makes me feel overwhelmed. And I know my adrenals are very, very delicate. Those of you that know my story know that I went through a very dark time with adrenal fatigue. In fact, I call it adrenal exhaustion and type 2 diabetes. These two go hand in hand. And it was a terrible time. And I was really pushing my body with coffee every day because I truly even couldn't get out of bed. So take it from me. It's worth the sacrifice. It's worth not having the extra symptoms, feeling bloated, feeling like we're gaining weight, not controlling our moods, not controlling our body, not controlling our thoughts, feeling helpless, not being able to do the work that we love doing, especially if you're an entrepreneur. We have a lot of stress already as it is. Now, adding more is just not a smart thing to do. So we have to be smart. We have to honor these wonderful bodies that we have and every part of it that requires us to pay a little attention to them. So if you want to know more about adrenal fatigue, adrenal health, hormones health, of course, get in touch with me, sign up to my newsletter, but also check out the retreat I'm doing in 2025 with my friend Sky Conway. We are coming together to help you ladies understand your body. Adrenal health will be one of the biggest topics there. We want to really cover it all so that you go home and you'll know exactly what to do to support them. See you soon. Bye.